Hello, I'm Sarah Kettel from Cookies That Count, and today I'm taking part in the Sugar Smart campaign, which aims to raise the awareness of the amount of sugar in popular foods and the health risks associated with eating too much sugar. We're going to help you to make some healthy choices as local residents, and I'm going to show you this recipe today, which is these delicious 3-ingredient chocolate cookies. They're super squidgy, super tasty, and there's no added sugar. So, first thing we're going to need is some very ripe bananas. You'll notice when your bananas go brown, they look a bit less appealing, like you don't really want to eat them. That's okay. We're going to peel these bananas and we're going to mash them down to a paste. Another good tip with these bananas is when your bananas get like this, don't throw them away. If you can't use them straight away, if you're not baking today, that's fine. You can pop them in a freezer, in a Ziploc bag. They'll be good for 3 months. So I'm just going to mash these down to make a lovely mashy paste. Okay, so these are going to be mixed in with your cookies, and these are going to bind them together. So these cookies are vegan, they've got no eggs, they've got no milk, they've got no added sugar. The banana is going to do all the hard work that all the other ingredients would usually do in a traditional cookie. Okay, so when we've got our bananas nicely mashed down like that, I'm just going to wipe my hands. And next thing I'm going to do is stick the oven on. So put it on to 180, because that's what we're going to bake our cookies at. And I'm going to take a baking tray and just line it with some baking paper. That means they won't stick. If you don't have baking paper, don't worry. Just simply use a little bit of olive oil or butter. Okay, so next thing I'm going to grab is my mixing bowl. And I'm going to throw my bananas into the mixing bowl like this. And then I'm going to add my next ingredient, something you'll probably all have in the cupboard, which is porridge oats, good old-fashioned porridge oats. I've got 90 grams of these, and I'm just going to add them to my banana. Now, if you or any of your friends or family that you're making these for follow a gluten-free diet, don't forget to check your porridge oats and make sure you get the gluten-free ones. Now, I'm going to keep mixing this now. This isn't going to look very much like cookie dough to start with, but you just have to keep mixing. And you'll see here that I've got all my porridge oats lovely and mixed in. Okay, and then I'm going to start to add my next ingredient. So you can keep these really simple just with these 3 ingredients. I've got my banana, I've got my oats, and now I'm going to add some cocoa powder. Now this is cocoa powder, not drinking chocolate. Drinking chocolate has milk and sugar added usually. We don't want that. We just want the chocolate flavour. Cocoa on its own can be a little bit bitter, but the sweetness from the bananas is going to sweeten that up. So we've got 2 heaped teaspoons, and I'm just going to throw those in there. And I'm going to start mixing that in, and you'll see this is going to go a lovely dark chocolatey colour. And I'm just going to keep mixing. Make sure you break down any lumps that you have there in the cocoa powder, because you don't want to chew on one of those. And just keep mixing, keep mixing. Now at this point, my cookie dough is almost ready, but you have the option to add some other healthy, lovely things in as well. So I'm a big fan of vanilla, and I'm going to add just a splash of vanilla into my mix. So this is just normal vanilla essence, any kind you've got in the cupboard will do. So we'll just throw that in there, give it a good mix, make sure all that vanilla is mixed in with your cookie mix. Keep stirring, and what's going to happen is that these porridge oats are going to absorb all the liquid from the banana, from the vanilla, and give you your lovely cookie dough. Now the other thing I'm going to add, just because I like them, is some currants. Just going to add a handful of currants in. Now currants are great, they're a great alternative to sweets for a snack. They're just dried fruit, all the sugars are natural and they are delicious. They're really going to lift these cookies. So I'm going to throw the currants in there, but if you have anything else in the cupboard, if you're making these at Christmas, add cranberries. If you like cinnamon, you can add a bit of cinnamon as well. Any nuts as well, if you've got any chopped nuts hanging around in the cupboard. Throw those in and they'll be delicious cookies. So what we've got here is we've got our cookie dough mixture. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put this onto the baking tray. Now I am going to just add dollops, which are about a tablespoonful, And you're going to probably get 8 or 9 cookies out of this mix, but you can easily double it up if you've got friends coming over, family coming for a party or anything like that. Just double up your mixture, add more bananas, add more oats, and you'll have more delicious cookies. I'm just going to do 3 on this small tray here, and what you need to do is to shape these into lovely round cookie shapes. So put your big dollop onto the tray like this. Okay, and then you can use your spoon to make them round. If you want to, you can get your fingers involved there. Use clean hands, make them into lovely round cookie shapes. And when you put these in the oven, they are going to firm up and become like cookies, but they do stay nice and squidgy in the middle. So with my oven preheated now to 180, I am just going to pop these in the oven and wait. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes and it's time to get the cookies out of the oven. Okay, so as you can see, these are baked on the tray and they've firmed up. I am just going to take this paper and slide it off onto my cooling rack. Now these cookies, they do take a couple of minutes to cool, and they're great warm out of the oven, as all cookies are, but you can actually keep these for a couple of days in an airtight container. I'm just going to slip these off of the baking paper here so they haven't stuck to the tray, and put them onto a plate. So here we have our freshly baked chocolate and banana cookies straight from the oven. It's time to put the kettle on and enjoy these with a nice cup of tea. Yum.